Hello and welcome. You have found your way on the YouTube channel of the AUM Association, and you are listening to a podcast that we are doing for a month of Solidarity campaign. The topic of this podcast is sexual health. My name is Juhan. I am an international volunteer here. I'm 24 years old and I come from Estonia. And today I'm joined here by two of my colleagues. I will give them a chance to introduce themselves now.
Hello, my name is Aysegul. I am 22 years old. I am from Turkey.
And I'm Anna, and I'm 19 years old, and I'm from Denmark. I've prepared a little game for us today, 2 truth and 1 lie, and it's just gonna present the subject that we're gonna talk about today, which is puberty. And let's just start with the first one. So, number 1, you start puberty when you turn 13. Number 2, girls start their puberty before guys. And 3, puberty is different for everybody.
First one is a lie, I believe.
Yeah.
So you start puberty when you turn 13 is a lie. And girls start their puberty before guys is true. And puberty is different for everyone is also true. That's correct. So the next one. Sex is viewed different in different cultures. Body ideals differs around the world, and talking about sex should always be kept in private.
I believe talking about sex shouldn't be kept in private. So number 3, I think, is not true.
That's true. So sex is viewed different in different cultures. That's true. And it's also true that body ideals differs around the world. But it's a lie that talking about sex should always be kept in private. And the third one is both men and women masturbate. You can only masturbate alone, and masturbation is harmless.
I think number 3.
Is the lie? You think number 3 is the lie? That's wrong. Because masturbation is harmless. That's true. And it's also true that both men and women masturbate. But it's a lie that you can only masturbate alone. But we will get into this further in a bit. And the last one is, you don't have to be very masculine to be a real man. Women are cheap if they have a high body count, and gender is more than just male and female.
I think a high body count doesn't make women cheap.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's a lie.
So it's true that you don't have to be very masculine to be a real man, and that gender is more than just male and female, but yeah, obviously women are not cheap if they have a high body count. That was it from this little first game, and then I'm just gonna jump right into the next topic, which is puberty. And I want to talk about what puberty is and like how it's gonna go through your life. Because it's very important to say that puberty is not scheduled. And although you roughly know what will happen when your body goes through puberty, it's far from certain like what phases of puberty like everyone is gonna go through, because there is no straight line between the different incidents. It's more like this big buffet of different changes that your body goes through, and in its own pace, and that's very important to say. So you shouldn't be like worried that if your body changes slower than some of your friends, that's totally normal, because the stages of puberty and when they happen are very different for everyone.
Yes. Aren't there anything we can know about puberty before going through it?
Yeah, we can know something before. You can always ask your parents as like how they went through puberty, because that may be kind of similar to yourself. And we also know that it usually happens, like puberty starts at the age between 9 and 14. But both the start and the experience of the puberty differ from person to person. So you often feel both panicked and excited at the thought that your body is going through changes, because your body is maturing, but also your mind. And you're probably getting more freedom and responsibility, which can be like a big change in your life. And some describe it as sometimes wanting to be like a child at sometimes, but an adult at others. So you just have to make up with yourself and find the best way to go through this.
Okay, but what are some of the things that happens with our bodies when we go through puberty?
Obviously girls, they develop breast and wider hips, and you also get like hair development in the crotch and the underarm area, and the hormones, they must also keep track of like discharge and pimples, more sweat and mood swings. And then I just want to give a little talk about my own experience, because I remember when I was younger, like when I came back from one summer vacation, all the girls started to wear makeup, and I was just like so shocked because I didn't really get the memo about like having to wear makeup all of a sudden. And I just wanted to say that like it's so okay not to do all of these things at the same time, because you should just do what you feel comfortable with and not feel pressured to do like anything that you're not ready for yet, because everyone like goes through puberty at their own pace, so you shouldn't feel pressured to do anything because like all of the other in your class or something are doing it. So just take it by your own pace. And then we'll go to the next subject, which Aisha is gonna prepare for you.
Premarital sex is seen as a big mistake for religious people. The concept of loyalty is combined with the concept of sin, and the taboo of young people on this subject is psychological, shaped by family pressure and sexual phobia. To give an example, there is no education on sexual education in Turkey. First of all, it is considered shameful to talk about such matters in the family. It is clear that the reason for this is upbringing and religious talk. When parents are asked how I was born, and they tell you that storks bring storks, their psychological impact on children's means is an important issue. First, they think that the stork broke them, then they face the truth. Recovering from shock may not be easy for everyone.
Yeah, it's funny you tell the story about like the stork bringing the baby, because that's actually the same in Denmark, and I think that it's just like a worldwide phenomenon. So, but I
Yes.
maybe feel like we've like moved from that. Like it's only like small children that believes in that story nowadays, at least in Denmark. I don't know how it is in Estonia.
I think it's something you tell maybe to kindergartens. I mean, stork bringing babies, and in Estonia we also have like children are found under cabbage leaves.
What?
And that's also what the people say in Estonia, but maybe only for like kindergartens who are like too young to even like understand the concept, so you don't even have to say anything. Okay, and now I have prepared for you a few questions and to help you learn about masturbation. So, first question, how many people have masturbated before the age of 18 for both sexes separately? A percentage.
I would probably guess that the percentage is higher for guys than girls. So maybe 80% of the guys and maybe 40 of the girls.
Yeah.
The correct answer is 80% males and 58% females. So it's the majority for both sexes, but yes, for females it's considerably lower. And how many women never masturbate in their life?
Maybe like 15% or something.
The correct answer is 20%, and of course this data is from the United States, so for more sexually conservative countries these numbers are of course going to be different. And yes, so how young could people physically masturbate? How young does a person have to be?
Is it different from guys to girls, or is it the same?
It's the same.
Same. Wow.
I don't know. I don't feel like there is a specific age.
Yes, this was a trick question because people can masturbate even before their birth. I read an article that it can happen before a birth as a reflex. So yeah, the minimum age is in a way a negative age.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. And also another interesting fact, the Japanese word for male masturbation is senzuri. Can you guess what it means?
Maybe something about like happiness or something like in like, I don't know, some happiness or like epicness or something.
It means 1,000 robes.
Wow. I show.
Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed learning these new and interesting facts about masturbation. But in conclusion, masturbation is a normal function of our bodies, and it is a part of our sexuality. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It also has some benefits for our physical and mental health. It helps us release tension, so you can use it to relax. And it's also okay not wanting to masturbate because every person has a different sex drive.
Wow, that was some wild facts I've never heard about before. But I feel like some of the conclusions that we can like take from some of these questions is a great segue into the next subject, which is gender roles, because it was very obvious that there is a difference on like how like normal it is for guys and girls to masturbate, and that may be caused due to the gender roles. The definition on gender roles is gender roles in society means how we're expected to act, speak, dress, groom, and conduct ourselves based upon our assigned sex. So, for example, girls are like generally expected to dress in a typically feminine way and be polite and accommodating and nurturing, while men are generally expected to be strong, aggressive, and bold. But actually, gender roles, they change through time, and they are different in different cultures. For example, like many years ago in the US, it was pink, which used to be like a masculine color, and blue was a feminine color. So that's just like a proof that gender roles, they change through time, and it changes like wherever you are in the world. And I just wanted to ask you if you have like any examples from your life of how gender roles may have affected like any situation yet that you've been in, or how you like are expected to act.
Well, growing up always as a guy, well, older people told me, oh yeah, man up, like don't cry, don't show your emotions. So growing up, that was always around me. But now that I've grown up, I've kind of made my own conclusions and kind of found my own way to live and control myself.
Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty normal like gender role, like what you're expected to as a guy is like not to show emotions. But I don't know, I feel like we've like done some improvement like in society about that subject. Hopefully not everywhere, but we're getting there. And as a girl, I've like experienced slut shaming, and I know that a lot of girls are experiencing the same thing, because there is this like double standard that if a girl sleeps with a lot of guys, she is like very like dirty and shouldn't like do this, and it's very shameful. But then again, if you're like this guy who sleeps with a lot of girls, then you're just the coolest guy in the room, and you will like just get a lot of like,
I don't know, respect, reputation.
yeah, and then you'll just get a lot of respect from your peers and be respected as this real man. Again, this real man, the subject of a real man is just really outdated to me, and I hope that it's gonna change through time. And I feel like we've already done some changes in like the gender roles aspect, but I feel like there is still a lot of things to do and to change. Yeah, but I hope it's gonna go well.
Yes, let's hope.
So, as a conclusion on what we've learned today, we've talked about puberty, and I just want to say again that it's just really important to take it in your own pace, because the three of us are obviously different and have gone through puberty in our own way, and we're still here doing the same thing now, and we can still be friends even though we went through puberty in our own way and our own pace, and we're all okay, so you'll be okay too.
Yes. I guess the lesson is take everything one day at a time, no matter what you're doing and when things are happening for you and what kind of changes are going through your life and your body. Thank you for staying us with the entire episode. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. This was the first episode of the Sexual Health Podcast, so check out the second one as well when it comes out. Feel free to watch our other videos and listen to our other podcasts as well. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and find us on social media. We're also on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, so you can stay in touch with all our activities. We wish you a good day and see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.